Hey everybody, it is late at night and I am Norman. I didn't plan on making this video. However, today I decided that I would dust off the Seagull Panda Dial. And this watch is so brilliant looking, I decided I needed to do a video showing off all the chronographs I own. I actually own quite a few now. So tonight we'll look at all the chronographs I own. I'll talk about what I love about them and any criticisms I have. So let us begin. Alright, so these chronographs are going to look pretty familiar to some of you, but this is the very first chronograph that I ever got. This is a vintage, well, from the 80s, I think. Bulova that I got from a friend of mine. I purchased it from him along with a couple other watches. And I don't wear this a ton, but this is such a brilliant watch. Now that I'm kind of in the mood to wear chronographs, apparently, at least today, I may have to wear this thing. I absolutely love the silver dial. Just the overall look of this watch, the size. It is pretty thick though, but that's fine. I mean, just look at that dial. It's crazy how it catches the light and just looks absolutely amazing. And just look at that crown and pushers, along with the fancy lugs. Yeah, this watch is really cool. As you can see, it is quartz, but that's fine. I forget if these hands move like a quartz piece when you reset them. Let's find out. Yep, you can see them slowly go back to the starting point. Yep, this watch is cool. The second chronograph that I bought was my Dan Henry. And the funny thing about this watch is I purchased it while I was at the airport waiting for my plane to arrive. Sadly, I was coming back home from vacation, not going. But when I bought this watch, I was kind of obsessing over the moon watch style, and I thought maybe I could just go with the dark chronograph in general. And this is a brilliant watch, don't get me wrong. It looks absolutely amazing, but it was not what I was after. It looks pretty large, even though it's a 38, and the hands kind of get lost, as you can see here. That is one thing that I'm really bad about, is judging what hands are going to look like in person, especially dark dials with chrome hands. And it makes sense because when brands take photographs of their watches, they're going to light it so that you can see the hands. But in those photographs, the hands oftentimes almost appear like they're white, when in fact they're chrome. But thankfully, Vario sent me a couple bund straps, and I decided to put one on this watch, and it absolutely saved this watch from being sold. I was going to sell this watch, but once I saw it on this bund strap, I decided I had to keep it. It looks so great. And it makes the watch wear a little bit smaller, I guess. The proportions just seem a lot better on this strap. This is also a quartz chronograph. Get it going there. So it moves almost like a sweeping seconds while the chronograph is working. And we'll stop it and reset it. And it snaps up like a mechanical chronograph as well. I think this might be a Mecha Quartz watch if I remember correctly. Not sure now. But the chronograph definitely operates like a mechanical chronograph, so yeah. The third chronograph that I purchased was the Seagull. And this is by far my favorite. This watch is so absolutely gorgeous. Just amazing. Look at that watch. The Panda dial is just brilliant. The dial itself isn't just stark white. There's kind of a silver sheen to it, which really adds to its brilliance. And just the overall black and white look of it is so cool. And I've shown this before in videos, but man, that movement is so gorgeous. Absolutely amazing looking. And yep, it is an actual mechanical chronograph. So essentially you just have a sweeping seconds, but it keeps track of the minutes here. And then the crazy snap back into position. So cool. Yeah, I was wearing this today and just couldn't stop staring at my wrist, especially in daylight. Oh, that dial, absolutely brilliant. And like the previous watch, this is a 38mm piece, but look at how small it appears. That is so cool. And my most recent chronograph is the Homage. So I had purchased I think it was the V1 that didn't have the white hands and indices. And yeah, whoops. So I sold that one off and got this piece. And it's a great homage. Like they absolutely captured the aesthetic. It feels solid. Yeah, and this one and the one that I sold off are my only experiences with Pagani design. And I'm pretty impressed. These are really great watches. All right, so utilize this chronograph feature. And this one is quartz. You can see the seconds hand down there ticking away. But the chronograph hand sweeps like a mechanical watch. And then we'll stop that and reset it. And it snaps up like a mechanical chronograph. Very cool. All right, so let's see what these chronographs look like on your wrist. Tonight I'm wearing a Fossil watch. I still can't believe I got this for $10. That's just crazy. And I removed the seconds hand. This is a quartz watch. So now it's kind of quartz in disguise. So I'll take this off and we'll look at these chronographs. All right, so here is the Dan Henry on my 7-inch wrist. On the bund strap. So I love wearing this watch when I dust off my leather jackets because it just looks perfect with them. That crystal. And boxy crystals like this actually look really good on watches that wear larger and or are larger. So cool. It's all rugged and tough and just brilliant looking. And next up is the Speedy Homage. Yes, that is so cool. And this watch has a date window, which I personally really don't like. But honestly, on this watch, I don't think I've ever noticed it. It's like it's not even there. It just kind of hides out there. And that's pretty cool, in my opinion. But yeah, this watch is so fun. So when I'm in the mood for kind of a moon watch aesthetic, this thing, perfect. And the Bulova, all that silver, so cool. And this one is a little bit smaller. This is at 37mm. The Pagani design, I believe, is 40, maybe 41. The other two are 38. This one is 37. It definitely has a vintage aesthetic to it, which is pretty cool. The case and the dial just catch light and just look amazing. Yes. And for the finale, the Seagull. I mean, just look at that dial. Absolutely amazing looking. Yeah, I think so far this is definitely my favorite chronograph that I've owned. You can kind of see the silvery color to the dial here a little bit. And the little touches of red are amazing. And it's really not terribly thick for a mechanical chronograph. Yes, this watch is just brilliant. So there you have it. I actually own 4 chronographs now. That's so crazy. A year ago, I think I had 1. Yeah, I really wasn't interested in chronographs, but something changed and now I've got a ton of them. Thanks for watching.